A boy stands in the shadows. His face is half hidden, his eyes wide with both fear and fire. Whispers fill the air around him. Voices of men who do not know whether he is their salvation or their downfall. Can a child carry the weight of secrets that even grown warriors fear to speak aloud? Can we dare to trust him when a single word from his lips could burn entire clans to ash? The world he walks in is not gentle. It is a land torn by war, betrayal, and broken promises. Every step is heavy with danger. Behind every door waits a spy, and in every smile may hide a dagger. The boy moves quietly, slipping between stone corridors and candlelit halls, where the air smells of smoke and secrets. The men of this land are hardened. Their eyes are sharp, their hearts colder than the steel they carry. They have learned through loss that trust is rare and often fatal. Yet here is this boy, small against the storm, carrying words and letters that could decide the fate of men who command armies. His hands are young but steady. His footsteps do not falter even when the night howls with fear. He is neither soldier nor lord, yet the weight he bears is greater than both. His duty is simple to the eye. Deliver what he is told, say only what must be spoken. But in truth, it is more dangerous than holding a sword. For a sword may kill a man, but a secret may destroy a kingdom. And so he moves like a shadow in daylight, unseen yet always present. Some look at him with pity, calling him just a boy who should be running in fields, not walking in halls of power. Others glance with suspicion, wondering why one so young is trusted with knowledge they themselves are denied. And perhaps the boy wonders too. Why him? Why must he carry what even grown men tremble to hold? The land around him does not answer. The land only tests him. In the clash of steel and the cries of the fallen, he must learn that trust is both shield and weapon. One wrong step, one word spoken in the wrong ear, and the trust placed in him could crumble like dust. But still he walks forward, head low, eyes bright. He knows that even the smallest figure can cast a long shadow when the fire behind him burns strong enough. He does not arrive with a roar of drums or the clash of swords. He comes quietly, slipping into the story like a shadow at dusk. His steps are soft, but they echo in the minds of those who watch him. There is something about him that does not fit. Too young to be burdened with the games of men, yet too sharp to be dismissed as a child. His silence is louder than words. His eyes carry storms older than his years. The people around him try to explain him away. Some call him loyal, a servant who knows his place. Others mutter that he is clever, perhaps too clever, and cleverness in the wrong hands is more dangerous than a blade. They see him carrying sealed letters, listening when he should not listen, standing still when other boys would run. He does not fight. He does not shout, yet he holds power, the quiet kind that makes men nervous without knowing why. A woman whispers that he can be trusted, that his heart is pure. A soldier spits on the ground and says the boy's eyes are the eyes of a traitor, and the boy hears it all. He takes in every word, not with pride, not with shame, but with the cold stillness of someone who knows he cannot show his hand too soon. It is in the small things that doubt takes root. A glance held too long at a locked chest, a question asked at the wrong time, a memory of him standing too close when secrets were spoken, when maps were drawn, when voices dropped low. At first, people forgive it. He is young, they tell themselves. He is curious. But curiosity has burned men before, and this boy walks like someone who already knows what fire tastes like. There is something about the way he lingers that unsettles even the bravest among them. The silence around him feels heavy, as if he carries not only his own thoughts, but the thoughts of others too. He is never the first to speak, but his silence forces others to fill the air, and in their words, he learns more than he should. It is not what he says that draws suspicion. It is what he does not say. Trust is like glass, strong when whole but fragile under pressure. Each moment he lingers, each secret he brushes against forms a crack. The people around him start to wonder if the boy is the glass or the hammer that will break it. And still he moves forward. Still he watches. Still he waits. There comes a time when the men around him forget to doubt. War exhausts suspicion, and weary hearts search for a place to rest. In the boy they find something they have long lost, an image of innocence. His hands are small but willing. He brings water to the tired, carries messages through rain, and sits beside the wounded without flinching at the sight of blood. When a soldier's breathing slows and silence creeps in, it is the boy who closes the man's eyes. And for a moment, hardened warriors allow themselves to believe that goodness still exists in a world soaked with betrayal. Trust begins quietly. A commander asks him to guard the door. A rider hands him a letter saying, "Deliver this and speak to no one." The boy nods without hesitation, his face unreadable, and they accept it as loyalty. They begin to depend on him, not out of faith, but out of need. In war, even a child can become a pillar, if only for the weight he carries on his shoulders. But trust is never simple. At night, when the fires burn low, the boy sits alone, his back against the cold stone walls. His eyes follow the flicker of flames, but his thoughts wander far beyond them. He remembers the voices calling him loyal. He remembers the spit of the soldier who called him traitor. Which is true? Perhaps both, perhaps neither. Even he does not know. Yet the men cling to him. They whisper their worries when they believe no one else will listen. They let their guard slip, forgetting that silence can hear louder than words. A man will fight against armies, but who fights against his own need to believe in someone? The boy becomes their answer, their fragile hope. And in placing that hope upon him, they do not notice how much power they have given him. It is in those fragile moments, when trust grows like a fragile flame, that the story turns most dangerous. For a flame can warm a house. A flame can also burn it down. It begins with whispers, faint and restless, carried on the wind like smoke. A missing key, a letter that never arrives, a candle snuffed out though no one was near. Small things easily dismissed, yet together they build a shadow that clings to him. The boy is always close when questions rise, too close, as though chance alone cannot explain it. The men notice but do not speak. They watch him out of the corners of their eyes, pretending not to care, pretending not to doubt. Yet their silence is heavy, their glances sharp. It is not his words that haunt them. He speaks so little. It is his presence. He is there when secrets are whispered, when maps are rolled out, when voices fall low in fear of spies. He does not ask, yet he remembers. His silence records more than ink. One night a soldier swears he saw the boy near the commander's tent long after the camp had gone quiet. Another insists the boy knew of a raid before any messenger arrived. They argue, but no proof appears, only suspicion. And suspicion is poison that spreads faster than truth. The boy feels it, though no one dares accuse him aloud. He walks with the same stillness, his eyes calm, his steps measured. But there is something in the way he lingers too long at doors, in the way his gaze sharpens when men whisper. Innocence is no longer all they see. There is steel beneath his silence now, and it frightens them more than an open blade ever could. Trust begins to crack. Every action he takes is weighed, measured, doubted. Did he deliver the message, or did he read it? Did he watch over the commander, or watch for weakness? The questions breed in the minds of those around him, and still the boy walks forward untouched, as though suspicion itself were powerless against him. And yet, deep within the growing fear, another thought coils tighter. Perhaps he is not only surviving their mistrust, perhaps he is feeding on it. The night is thick with silence, the kind that presses against the chest and makes every breath sound too loud. In the commander's tent lies a map marked with red lines, paths of war that could save hundreds or condemn them all. The boy stands before it, his small shadow bending across the canvas, his hand hovering just above the parchment. One touch and he could change everything. This is no longer about errands, no longer about carrying cups of water or whispered notes. Tonight the boy holds the weight of kingdoms in his palm. A sealed letter rests in his pocket, its wax unbroken, its secrets burning hotter than fire against his skin. He knows what it contains, though no one told him. He has seen enough, listened enough, learned enough to piece together the truth. And in that truth lies a choice. Behind him, voices stir in sleep. Soldiers breathe heavily, dreaming of battles yet to come, unaware that their fates hang not on steel, but on the silence of one boy. If he delivers the letter as promised, men will march and die. If he holds it back, if he bends its path, the tide may turn. Who would know? Who would suspect a child? The torchlight flickers, casting his face half in shadow, half in glow. For a moment he looks older, his features hardened, carved by the weight of decision. Then, in another flicker, he looks only like a boy again, small and fragile, as though the choice before him could break him. But he does not break. He stands still, steady, as though waiting for the world itself to whisper which path he should take. Every second stretches into eternity. The letter feels heavier, the silence louder, the trust placed in him more fragile. Perhaps this is what true power looks like. Not a crown, not a sword, but the moment when no one is watching and every choice belongs to you alone. And so the boy lingers at the edge of betrayal, the map glowing before him, the letter burning in his hand. The night waits, the world waits, and still the question remains: will he serve the men who trust him, or the shadows that whisper to him in silence? The camp wakes to a silence that feels unnatural. Men rise from their beds of straw and earth, blinking at one another as though waiting for a sound that never comes. No clash of dawn patrol, no cheerful cries of the cook fire. Only stillness, heavy and uneasy, as if the night itself left behind a secret too large to hide. The boy is already awake. He sits by the embers of the fire, his eyes steady, his hands folded neatly in his lap. The letter is gone. Whether delivered or destroyed, no one can say. The commander searches his tent and finds the map untouched, but his gaze lingers too long on the boy. It is not what he sees that troubles him. It is what he cannot see. Whispers creep through the camp before the sun climbs high. Some say the boy carried out his duty faithfully, that the letter was delivered under the cover of night. Others claim he was seen at the riverbank, burning something until sparks leapt into the black sky. No proof, only shadows of suspicion. But shadows are enough to unsettle even the strongest men. The boy offers nothing. No denial, no defense, no explanation. He simply rises when called, walks where told, and lowers his gaze when eyes press against him. But his silence is no longer the silence of innocence. It is the silence of someone who knows more than he should. It is the silence of power. The men grow restless. Every word spoken now feels like a trap. Every plan a risk too easily overheard. They look at the boy not as a helper, not as a servant, but as a gatekeeper of their fates. Trust becomes a currency too costly to spend. Doubt grows thicker than smoke, curling through the camp, wrapping itself around every soldier's throat. And yet, despite the fear, no one dares confront him. Perhaps they fear what he will reveal. Perhaps they fear what he will not. For when a child can carry both loyalty and betrayal in the same quiet breath, what man dares to test which one is true? The sun breaks the horizon, casting its first light across the camp. The boy steps into the glow, his shadow stretching long behind him. A shadow that does not reveal the truth. A shadow that leaves every man asking the same question. Did they place their trust in their only ally, or in the seed of their destruction? The boy stands alone now, the night pressing close around him. Behind him lie the men who placed their faith in his silence, who gave him their secrets as if they were coins traded for safety. Before him stretches the unknown, a path lit only by the thin glow of the moon. In his pocket, in his memory, or perhaps only in his heart, lies the choice he has made. But no one knows which. Eyes follow him as he walks, though no one dares step forward. Every man who watches feels the same pull, the same gnawing question. Did they trust wisely, or did they hand their fate into the hands of their undoing? The boy does not speak, does not turn back. He carries himself with the quiet weight of someone who belongs to neither side, yet commands both. The world around him holds its breath. A letter gone, a secret passed, a truth hidden or revealed. The answer lingers in silence, in the unbroken stillness of his steps. No sword, no crown, no army could wield such power as he does now, walking between trust and betrayal, shadow and light. And so the story does not end with an answer, but with a question, one that will not let the men sleep, one that will not let the audience rest. Do we dare trust this boy? Or will the very faith that holds him close be the blade that cuts them down? The screen fades to black, the echo of his footsteps lingering long after he is gone. Outlander, where even a boy can turn the tide of destiny.